Today I'm gonna show you many ways that you can turn any defenders who's behind you. Also the drills that will help you achieve that. These techniques are not for the first touch turns. This is after you already control the ball, you have the defender behind you, you're putting the pressure on. What we can do to actually fool those guys so you can quickly turn either way. So assuming that these cones are the defenders and you're slightly on the right side, your back turned to the opposition's net, and you got the ball, you have the control over the ball. A good defender or a good footballer who's marking you won't allow you to go this way. So this is your central channel. Their goal is to not allow you to do that. You're gonna have to take this ball and go to a space, turn into a space rather than turn into a pressure. If you already killed the ball, now it's gonna be so hard for you to turn here. You can potentially turn inside, central, without killing the ball. So you're receiving the ball the first touch, now you turn really quick and then release it really quick. So our first turn trick is gonna be the defender here, receive the ball. Now you're gonna show with the inside of your foot this way and then exit to the other way. So you receive the ball, you control the ball. The direction that you're gonna turn, you're gonna start your foot there, push the foot the opposite way, then exit. Inside show, outside exit comes in different varieties, so almost 3. You can do the exactly same thing, going over the ball and then exiting the other way. 1, 2, 3. The next one is going in front of the ball and then exiting with the outside. 1, 2, 3. All these techniques, when you're receiving the ball, to receive the ball, you have to approach to your teammate before you have the ball. So you're closing that distance between you and your teammate and you're kind of getting away from the opposition. Because if you are initially really tight to the opposition, most likely they won't allow you to turn anyways. Receiving the ball, you got the ball and you're turning as you're receiving the ball. So now you're facing the opposition. So the ball is coming towards you and you turned. Now you have the control back here. Ball is coming. With the first touch you turn. And then the second part of this, getting the ball, you turn. Now you tip a little bit. Because what happens when you make that turn, most likely the opposition will want to put the foot down, right? They're going to want to reach. So by lifting that ball, you're actually eliminating that leg is coming towards you by the opposition's defenders. So you turn and then skip and go. It might look a bit complicated at first, but it's actually not that bad. So you're receiving the ball, you control, you turn and then skip and go. To be able to succeed with this particular turn, you really have to get away from the opposition as you are receiving the ball. So as soon as you see your teammate playing the ball to you, make sure you get tighter to him. If you don't get away from the opposition, don't even try this. Because you are receiving the ball with the foot that's kind of closer to the opposition and you are turning into the opposition. So if you are not getting away from the opposition, you won't have that initial space to actually have the ball in between you and the opposition. So you're receiving the ball, you got the ball, you turn. See, now I created myself that space with the opposition and myself. But if I receive the ball here, now I turn, but the ball is so close to the opposition. The goal is to create just enough space so you're encouraging the opposition to put the foot. So you are skipping on top of the foot. So now we're gonna do the completely opposite one. The opposition is here. Maybe you have 2 opposition, doesn't matter. But it's the same idea. You're getting away from the opposition as you're receiving the ball. You turn and the opposition now most likely sees the opportunity to make a tackle because you turn. You're slower, right? But as that tackle is coming towards you, you're gonna skip this way now. Receiving the ball, you got the ball, you turn, you see the opposition and then skip. Received, turn, skip. In a game, that tackle is gonna come to you really fast, really quick, and that's what we wanna avoid, and that's why this technique is incredible. Probably should say that 90% of the time when I'm receiving the ball, yes, I focus on having a good first touch, control the ball really well, but what I do is I have a bit of a skip because this skip is gonna allow me for the tackles that are coming towards me by the opposition. If I receive the ball flat, which is good if you don't have the pressure, but if you get the pressure, if the ball is skipping a little bit, now I can do little fancy tricks to get away from the opposition. So this could be very hard if you're trying to turn as the ball is coming towards you. So the best way to do this is stop and then turn with the ball, then skip. Stop, turn, and skip. Received. Now when the tackle is coming, now I can make the opposition. Probably recommend you to do this when you're playing with your friends, but not a lot when you're in an official game, because if you lose it, now your coach is gonna get mad at you, your teammates are gonna get mad at you. But when you land this, it looks so freaking good. So you turn, receive, turn, the opposition is coming, the tackle is coming, poop, received, turned, make. The skip doesn't have to be too much. It's just enough that when this is coming towards you, you're avoiding that by that skip. So with all these techniques, even though I'm not mentioning it to you every time, but you really get the habit of dropping your shoulder. Whichever technique are you using from these, always drop the shoulder, drop the head, drop the other knee, or maybe even the same knee. Make as much movements as possible and get comfortable doing that when you have the pressure behind you, because every tiny movement that you make is gonna fool the opposition. And with these turns, the main idea is to actually fool the opposition. So the other technique that we have to master, especially if you're a wide player, like a winger or maybe wide attacking midfielder or wide striker, the Doku and the Mohamed Salah technique. When they receive the ball wide, they're gonna get the pressure on the inside channel, right? If you're let's say left winger, you got the ball on the right side, now you're getting the pressure on your left shoulder. This is when you are killing the ball and simple turning. The idea here is to have a good first touch, because if you don't have a good first touch, you won't be able to kill the ball, you won't be able to stop the ball. If you do stop it, now this is your clue to actually make a quick turn if you have speed. If you're a player like myself who is not very fast, I don't recommend you to do this, because most likely by the time you turn, the opposition will be able to put the foot down behind you. So what you can do is you kill the ball, get a bit of a momentum of the opposition. So this is when dropping the shoulder the opposite way and then rolling it would be the best way. So don't just kill the ball and then roll it back. Kill the ball, drop the shoulder, then roll. Kill the ball, drop the shoulder, and then roll. Receive shoulder, turn. Because if you just kill the ball, you have the pressure here. Now the opposition reads this very easily. But one thing that you can do, even if you're a slow player, slow winger, slow attacking midfielder, whatever position you're playing there, if instead of holding it too long, because now you're giving the opposition time to think, kill the ball, don't give too much time. So as soon as you kill the ball and then turn. So you receive the ball, stopped, and then turn. Maybe just give half a second, maximum a second to the opposition, so they don't have a lot of time to actually think about this. As you notice, with all these techniques, we have one thing in common. What do you think is that? That we are never turning into central channel. You can, but it's challenging because the opposition is gonna prioritize the central channels. So most likely, you're gonna wanna turn into space rather than turn into pressure. If you turn into pressure, if you lose the ball, dangerous. Coaches don't want that. Unless you are one-on-one, you're left, you're more of a striker rather than winger or a midfielder, you can take more risks doing this higher up on the field. But if you are in the central areas or the wide side of the field, most likely it's gonna be impossible for you to turn inside. So we're always gonna turn outside to the space. So why not? When we have the space, utilize it. So once you get the habit of doing this really quick, you can also use your head without actually looking the ball. You can look fake where you're gonna go. So I can do this. My leg starts here behind the ball. I look back this way. So now the opposition has no idea where you're going. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please drop a like, subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. If you want to learn more videos like this, more techniques like this, here's a perfect first touch technique for you, because this video is going to lead you all these fancy tricks. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.